Well, who says life is fair? Well, where is that written? Life isn't always fair. Life isn't always fair. Well, since life is a fair, well, where's that written? Life isn't always fair.
Welcome back to this monthly tournament. So same as always, we have the new monthly tournament of Happy Pawn. So now it's number 30 already, and the rules will be the same as in every monthly tournament that we have done until then. So we will have two tournaments. First one being the beginner open, and the second one will be the normal open, as we can call it, I would say, the high level open. So we will follow mainly the beginner open for players under 14 years old. And all the games will have a time control, which will be 5 minutes for each player. And every time a player play a move, he will gain 5 seconds of time. So for each student of Happy Pawns that actually wanted to participate to the tournament, more than getting a lot of fun, they will also get happy tokens. So 100 happy pawn points, sorry, is difficult to say, for each student who participates to the tournament, and of course a little bonus for each victory. So it will be 10 points per victory. Let's see about what do we have today. I'm with Magnus Carlsen. Magnus Carlsen is back. I'm sorry for the last tournament, the 29 that we got 1 month ago. Magnus was sick. So today he seems to be really focused and ready to actually perform on these different games that we will have. So let's have a quick look on the tournaments. How many people do we have? We have exactly 10 people for the Happy Pond Beginner Open, and we have 12 people for the Happy Pond Open. Okay, so the games are already ongoing. We might have some games that are over, is it? No, they both late, so they got half point. And for the others, so we have 4 games still incoming, in progress. We can have a look, I would say a broader look on these games. Two of these games between Yasha and Anna are still not moving from the starting position. We have Chess for Fun and Solal in this one is not moving at all either. And we have Austin against Abdu. In this one, the first move has been played, and that's all. So we will follow the only game that we have for now, which will be Raxamiper against Dr. Prijit. Prijit, I think I say it right. Let's take this game from the beginning. All right, so I will say a normal open with queen pawn. Okay, quite a passive opening actually from white. Okay, okay, so direct threat from white trying to actually checkmate Raxamiper. It didn't work, of course. So there is a pawn there. I'm not sure what black want to do with it. Do they actually want to keep it or not? They cannot keep it. Okay. So here we have maybe some interesting moves on this diagonal, but we will need this rook to move away. So can we actually move that rook? That will be a good question. I try to understand what is the point of f6 actually. If you have any idea, feel free to let me know in the chat. I will be happy to have a look at it when I can. Oh, I will put it on the side just to be sure that everybody can see it. Okay, now I'm ready. I can see all your comments in the chat and I will be able to see the game with you. Okay, so here, what is the idea? Is it to open and then knight take? Cannot be sure about that. Okay, so white have an open column. They are quite pressuring black on that column as well. Now what do black have? Black have quite a good knight and 2 rooks that are waiting to be developed. So the queen probably that is like waiting there. Might have a square interesting, by the way, here by attacking the pawn there, and actually also back of the game of white. Could be interesting. let's see what will white play first, and then we might have a better idea on what is going on. Let's go back to the rest of the tournament. For now, we still have one game, so we will keep watching it. Okay, so we have a nice sacrifice. Interesting, I would say. So after the idea is after pawn take, queen takes a pawn with a threat of checkmate there. That will be actually difficult to counter. So now black choose to not give the opportunity to get checkmate and just accept to lose a pawn. As they lost one in the middle with the knight sacrifice there, it's 2 pawns that they lost. But the bigger question that we can have is, can they actually take the pawn there? Is it a free pawn? Is it a pawn that they will be able to take? I think so. In my opinion, this pawn is for free, and black might have to actually try to get their both rooks on this column to be able to defend, because white can actually play rook d7. That can be slightly annoying. Okay, so probably the best square. I'm not really sure I like this square, but is there any other solution? Is sacrifice of a rook a possibility or not? At least not for now. But I guess for white, rook d7 is quite a key move. You have rook d7 first, and then just in case if we skip the move of black, which is of course impossible to skip, but there is not really any good defense, you have a rook sacrifice there, pawn take, queen take on a check, and after the king move, you have queen g7 checkmate, supported by the rook in d7. That's a possibility. Now, big question is what can actually black do against that? So for now, it seems like black will not have anything to do with that as white missed it. But maybe it's time for black to try to counterattack. Might be by bringing the rook there to have more, I would say, more strength and be able to use all their pieces. Might be by bringing the queen to b6 and threatening from, I would say, a bit a savage checkmate. What will happen? We will see. Let me know in the comments also if you. Oh, that was not part of the move that I was thinking about. When you have written from checkmate, might not be the greatest move uh, to try to take an extra pawn. Now, black will have to face the checkmate. The checkmate, the exact checkmate that we talk about with rook take d6, and there is not really anything that black can do to counter it actually. So what would be the idea? At least it will be a lesson for black that they actually need to anticipate and to think about it, to think about their defense before to think about collecting a pawn. Actually, might have a defense by playing something like king h7 at that move. Maybe this one can work, but no, it cannot work actually, because after that they can take here and it will be a direct checkmate. So yeah, things that had to happen happened, and it will be a lesson. So there is still a little 300 elo difference between the two players, but it will be a lesson for Raxamipa that you should think about your defense before to try to collect pawns. Okay, so round number one is over. For now, who do we have? What do we have about the ranking? So this game has been won by white as nobody played, and up. Okay, so for now, 4 players with 1 point, 4 players with half point, 2 players with 0 point. Next round will start soon. We might have actually the player with 1 point together, the player with a half point together, and the player with no points together as well. So let's see. Okay, so Abdul against Anna. We might have Solal against Dr. Prij. Yes. Okay. And Yasha is gone, as I see. So let's open the games that are in progress. Okay, so what do we have here? Sicilian defense. Okay. All right. So we have a Sicilian defense. If you look carefully after c take d5, the position is actually similar to Caro-Kann defense. The only difference is that you still have your bishop trapped there. That's why I much more prefer Caro-Kann defense over Sicilian, but a lot of different variants of Sicilian are much better actually than this one, in my own opinion. Okay, so let's see. It seems like, okay, we have French defense on this one. Okay, could be interesting. We take the side of white as I want to see how white can actually attack this French defense. Just as a reminder, French defense is quite a difficult defense to attack. Okay, back to this game. Quite a high ranking around there because we have 890 and 1900. So, quite interesting game. I'm not sure that these two players are beginner. I cannot be sure about that. At least when I see the ranking. But we have to say that for now, as I can see, white develop all the pieces. Black are a bit stuck, at least for this bishop and about this rook, a bit late, but they do have the control of the center of the game. So might be an interesting game. Okay, let's have a look at what is happening in the second game. So we had a knight trade here. The bishop trying to actually take the diagonal if one day this diagonal is open. There is a potential trade of pawns there that might be interesting, at least for black, but not for now. As a reminder, just for white, as it's white turn to play, taking the pawn will just help the black bishop to develop, to be developed, and it will not help white in any means, except having less control on the e5 square, which is definitely not a good one. So what can white actually play around there? Probably try to develop the bishop and maybe castle after that. Might be the easiest option. Okay, moving the queen. Will we have a long castle around there? I cannot be sure. I'm a bit confused about this queen move before the bishop move, but let's see. Okay, seems like quite a lot of things happen in this one. Okay, so we were there with the bishop a little bit trapped. Let's see what happened next. We have a check, pawn, rook sacrifice on a knight to open the castle. Black actually choose to take back the knight and not the rook to keep their castle intact. So black are back in the field. The material is still equal, except that actually black have a pawn advantage. Okay, trying the most basic checkmate you can find, but also threatening on this one. So now we have two threats. We have the bishop there with the queen, and we have the rook and the queen there. So quite interesting. There is actually only one solution there, which is to push g6. It's what have been played, trying to pressurize on the f7 square. Rook come back, trying to add more pressure. It will force actually the queen to come back if you still want to defend that pawn. But in actually every situation, the queen being the first one, taking there for a rook and taking it back. When you are not sure to have a checkmate, you just trade a queen against a rook and a pawn. So might not be great. Okay, so offering a queen trade, that's not the choice of white that don't want to trade that queen. Be careful about that. Just in case the rook move, there is a threat of checkmate for black. Okay. So a little en passant, developing the rook finally. Taking the bishop, that's a bit like a basic mistakes, I'm not really sure. Both players had time. Why do you want to give away a free piece? I cannot be sure. Okay, so indeed, going back, trying for the checkmate. Now the rook is stuck. Okay, and after rook c1, something has been played. Because in any situation, actually, if you take the rook as white, you will be checkmate, right? If you bring back the rook, you might have some problems too. Which one immediately? You don't have any problem immediately. If you bring back the rook after rook take and queen take, you're just down a piece, and your rook will be completely stuck. But you don't have any threat. Let's analyze. Okay, -6 I can understand, but there is no checkmate threat. What happened on rooks there? Okay, take, then queen take. Well, yeah, you just lost a pawn, and now you're at -10. But it's mainly because you are down 2 pawns and a bishop, and your rooks is totally useless. The queen is useless, so it's lost, but maybe not for the same reason uh, as is it white or as black were thinking. So as white were thinking. So good question about why did they choose to resign. Okay, so let's go back to this game. Maybe we have some interesting things in this one. Okay, so we were there. I don't really like to have the queen like this, mostly with a bishop. In my mind, the first thing that is coming up right now is pushing the pawn, which for now is impossible, but with some support might be a possibility. Okay, so this is blocked directly, moving back the bishop. Queen there. I still don't like it. Okay. All right, so black are totally taking the center right now, which is not the best thing ever for white. Okay, so now it's the bishops that don't have a lot of space. So what is the option? This is a big question, right? What is the option for for white right now? There is might have something. What if bishop take, as there is a rook, unfortunately, free defense, might not work. My idea was to actually try to open up, and after pawn take, if this pawn take, after you get rid of the bishop, you have rook take d6, protecting by this bishop. But you have 1, 2, and 3 attack, and you need actually to have probably 1, 2, you only have 2 defense. So actually it might work. It might work. How can I flip the board? So, okay, I want to go back there. If I play this, then knight take. I have the queen that is there. Might not be the best thing ever, but after knight take, okay, queen takes there, queen take, take, and take. Ah no, you have rook take. So on this one might not work because of that queen. Is there a solution to actually make it work? Bishop take, after knight take, only part, if I take that, what will happen? I cannot take the bishop. Oh, I can. No, if I have this, this, and this. Okay, so it didn't work. My bad. Let's go back to the game. Okay, so I will flip the board again as I don't want you to be confused. We were there. Okay, so after take, take, now black are actually trying to target their pawns, opening the diagonal on the knights, making unprotected pieces. Ouch, the knight is gone. That's a bit sad. Yeah, this is what happened when you actually open space that is not necessary. Here, if white were to open any space, they should open space on on white squares, as they have a white square bishop. Opening squares like this, it means that you are actually weakening all your black squares because you don't have any pieces to defend on these squares, right? So always look at what the opponent is playing. It might be one of the most important thing ever. Now, of course, black are coming back, trying to trade the queens. It actually work. And with 15 seconds on the clock, down a knight, trying to open up lines, and hmm, I'm not sure that there is any chance for white right now. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so trying to double the trying to double the rook on the column. It would not work. Now you just win another rook trade. Still, best move could be actually a rook d1 to support and keep the control of the column. Might be one of the only options. You do have a little weakness there, attacked by the bishop. Will you be ever able to actually enjoy this beautiful d7 square and try an attack there? I'm not sure. That bishop is going to stay. That knight, uh, what about that knight? He don't have a lot of squares, but might have some. The pawn there will still be protected. The key of his defense is actually that bishop. Ah, we're talking about that bishop. That bishop just actually lost the whole. Ouch. Lost his whole position. Okay, so might be a misclick on this one, I guess. So I see that we actually have two people online right now. If you are online, feel free to say hello. I will be happy to discuss with you, to talk with you, and to hear about your feedback from the games, right? Maybe you are even better in tactics than me, or you have a different point of view, and I will be really happy to actually talk to you all. All right. So now, White Hat came back about time, but they still have to try to save that pawn. Okay, so the plan for black now, if I switch the board, is not that difficult. They have two options. First one is to actually keep pressuring there and end up pushing the pawn all along, knowing that that rook on this column will never be really able to stop the pawn because the pawn will actually be protected by that bishop. Hi, Kunch. I hope I say your name well. Where are you coming from? Ah, bye-bye, rook. Okay, now I think that is definitely over. What do you think about the tournament until there? Do you like it? Is there any games that you find especially interesting? Okay, all right. So, hello to all people from India. I don't know if you are the only one, but welcome. You're more than welcome. Are you playing the tournament? Oh yeah, I think so. Kunch Master. Okay. I see you in the tournament. And you actually probably have a VMD chess that is also from India. Okay, so how are you guys going in this tournament? You missed the second game. Okay, let's see. I will have a look at your game when you will play the next one. Okay, so we are waiting for this game to finish. There is not any surprise. The only thing to think about is how fast uh, can black checkmate on this position. Might be able to do it quite fast. But be careful to stalemate. Okay, so now it's definitely over, up, up, finish. Oh, missed it. Oh, this one works as well. Okay. All right. Let's go back to our tournament. Look. So here is actually adult tournament. I would say Happy Pond Open, normal open, and we might be able to have a look at it too. So what happened in this tournament? What do we have? We have our famous teacher, Happy Pond Alexander, which actually now in wow, even in Bellet, he just reached over 2,300 elo. I'm not there yet. So congratulations, Alex. And even in rapid, well, there is still the question mark, but even in rapid, 2,300, that start to be beautiful. Okay, so we have 12 people in this tournament. For now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 people with 1 point. So it will definitely be impossible uh, to see who will be the winner or not. Hello, Sebastian. Yeah, actually, Carlsen is deeply thinking right now. He don't have anything to. Uh, he has to be able to think about what's going on. I guess he saw some things in the games that we are looking at. It might be the reason why he seems a little bit angry. Or maybe he is playing in streaming in the same time. As we know, Magnus is quite a good player. Okay, so let's go back to our Happy Point beginner tournament. For now, we have Dr. Preachit and we have Anna leading the tournament with a 2 point over 2. And 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 let's have a look at the games. Actually, we have quite a lot of people missing, so let's see how it will be. Because as we don't have a lot of people in the game, it might be quite fast to reach the top of the tournament. I mean, even from scratch, it will depend. Because as we see, Anna is written as missing for this round, so might be interesting. Okay, so we have actually 3 games. Uh, up. I will open the 3 games. So Sankarana Rayanan. I'm sorry, your name is way too long. I will just call you Sankar. It will be more than enough, at least for my part. And let's try to have a look at how is it going. So for now, quite same ranking, I would say, not so much of a difference. We have a King Gambit. Okay, interesting. I love King Gambit. Okay. Oh, sacrificing the bishop. Not sure that it's really something that you really have to do. Okay, trying to be really aggressive on this King Gambit. I am not really sure about the reason of trying to be aggressive like this. Mostly if you trade pieces. So that would be a good question. Why trading pieces when in a Gambit you are supposed to try to keep them? Might have some moves interesting with Queen H4 there. Trading pieces. King Gambit, you're supposed to keep your pieces to attack. So I'm not really sure about that. Okay, that was the idea. So moving the knight with a discover attack on the queen and attacking on the pawn. So we have like a 2 main square for that knight. One being d7 with a fork before and the pawn in c6 being a little bit weak. So now black finds the right move. They do actually have an attack on that d4 pawn that is not defended. White counter attack going on that pawn. So when I see a king and a queen like this, I obviously think about trying to bring my bishop on that beautiful diagonal, but I'm not sure that is possible for now. Might have maybe pushing that pawn can be an option in case white take, bishop take, and you have it, even if it might not be the choice of uh, white. But just in case pushing the pawn, you have double pawns there, quite weak. You obviously want to get rid of one of these pawns. Could be an option. There is a bishop unprotected there. Might be something to target. At least for white, when you see 2 bishops potentially unprotected, you might have something to play there. At least to try. Okay, let's see. So I am on your game, Mr. Kunschmaster. Kunschmaster. I'm not sure if I say it well against Youth 19. Up. So what do we have there? Oh, perfect. Beautiful Caro-Kann on an advanced variation. I love this opening. Up. Okay. All right. So everything is beautiful until there. Nothing to say. A free pawn trying to checkmate on a really basic attack. Okay, trading the pieces. Well, that's actually definitely an option to trade the pieces in that situation. White, the position of black is just like amazing. The pieces of black are quite well. All the pawns on white, the bishop on black. There is a weak pawn in e5. There is a beautiful square for the queen in d4. So quite a lot of things to do for black. It's really understandable that they actually want to trade pieces. Now let's see. Let's have a look at what can happen in this game. Okay, so rook c2, more than understandable. Trading the rook, gaining another pawn. Now you have another pawn there. Okay, choose not to take it. Prefer to attack the center pawn and the bishop. Okay, going back, probably to have a bishop c7 might be the idea there. Okay, maybe not. Okay, so now it looks like black are actually going for trading all the pieces, which might definitely be an option. Trading all the pieces and having a better endgame. Fair enough. Fair enough about the plan. Okay, next one we have Rag the Meeper against Anurag. So we will probably go into a Caro-Kann defense. Okay. All right. So until there, not many surprise. Okay. Okay, so I am not sure that I really understand what is the point for uh, white. Trade the pieces really fast. So okay, not a huge fan of this one. Rook c7 is actually perfect. Attacking the queen and keeping the control on your on your row. Now you have a queen in your field that is quite annoying, I have to say. On this is a little trap, right? On rook take, you have rook take on check there, queen take. Oh, actually, it works because you can always come back with the rook. So it works. It works. Okay, let's go back to the game we had. So we were on this one by not actually wanting to trade the pieces. White actually lost one extra pawn. Now there is a checkmate try, and it looks like the only option for white right now, at least if they want to save the h3 pawn, is to bring back the queen and to end up trading the queen, which in this situation, okay, so this is really a try. All right, take on a check. Take on a check should be the first thing to do. Taking the other one on a check too. And now you are protecting this one, you can just simply take a rook. And it's game over. So I got confused. I mean, like, use try a tactic trick. It obviously didn't really work. And ouch. Okay, so it works halfway, I would say, just halfway. On this one, at the end, white got a bishop and a pawn for a rook, knowing that they were already down 3 pawns. So actually, they just reduce a little bit the disadvantage, but it's still huge, and they will end up losing almost everything. So now this poor bishop, there is no way that he will be able to attack any of these pawns. Might lose this one too. Actually, we could have bishops there. Could be an option. But now with one pawn and soon to be 0, there is actually not any options for whites there. There is no hope. I mean, there is just pushing pawns, and that's all. Or you can even trade it, and it will work. So yeah, and this one will run, and it will arrive first 1, 2, 3, and this one has at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to arrive. So quite tough. Okay. Hello, Joanne. Hello, Joanne. So nice to meet you. Joanne say like, hi, I am from your group in Lichess. So do you mean that are you from Happy Pawn? Oh, I will say Happy Academy. Are you from Happy Academy or you joined Happy Pawn already? Quite nice. Could be nice. Okay, so all right, that was a little bit of a troll at the end. Okay, let's go back to this game as we were there. Okay, so a bit sad to let go the bishop. Okay, I'm not sure about what is the plan with that rook or with that queen. Is it to actually try to go for checks? That will be a mystery for now. Okay, let's go back to this game as we saw it from, oh, we were quite far away. So we actually stopped there. That was a famous game with the king gambit that was difficult to understand at the end. So let's have a look. All right, so we stopped there after the push of c5, and now, okay, so losing a pawn on a check and being forced to trade. Okay, I'm a bit confused. So why do you actually, okay, you want to avoid that for them? Well, okay, all right, understandable, but it's still the same problem. You can push the pawn and then get actually the other pawn, and it will be difficult to stop. Or I mean, what is the plan there? Okay, attacking the rook, you could let it there. That could actually be a beautiful one. Okay. All right. I am confused. What was the point? Okay, here you have rook d8 attacking both of the knights. You might have a check, so actually it's not working. But you still have a fork there, by the way. The fork is still working. Okay, all right. And now I want to trade pieces. Okay, getting to the 7th rank. There is not really anything to do right now. I mean, you do have like a knight e5 attacking 2 times the pawn f7, forcing the rook to come back in f6. This one could be interesting. D4, D4. I cannot really see I cannot really see what is the point of knight d4 except trying uh, to probably just attack the bishop. Okay, it's time for me to answer to your comments. So tournaments is due, unavailable reason can't continue now. Okay, how often do you organize tournaments so I can easily join next time? Well, actually, we do organize tournament every month online, usually on the last Saturday of each month. So one thing that you can do, Kunch, if you actually want to continue to follow us, is first of all to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and by activating the notification, you will know 30 minutes before the tournament every time that I launch a stream of the tournament, and you will be able to join this one. But for the other one, of course, you can also go to Lichess directly, and when you click on the tournament, you should be able to find Happy Pawn Chess, and you can actually join Happy Pawn Chess, and you will be able to join our tournament later. By the way, when I see you playing with your level, maybe next time you can actually try to play the official open, the normal open, and you might find a little bit more of challenge. It might be interesting for you as well, as there is most of the player, I will say, are between 1,800 to 2,200, 300. Might be a challenge. If you love challenge, you might also love the Happy Pond regular open. And of course, thank you for joining the tournament today. I really hope that you enjoyed it and that you will be able to join next month. Okay, so we have actually one game. This one got over. Up, up, up. We were actually there. So, okay, we had a check there. And then we have a beautiful fork. So after that, it's game over. We don't really need to continue watching until the end about this game. Let's have a look at what is the last game we had. So we were on it trying to understand why did white actually move this knight to d4, which, except by attacking the bishop, was difficult to understand from my point of view. Okay, so now trying to attack this one, which is, by the way, quite smart, as now it's impossible to defend it. Okay, get one by one. This is what happened with the pawns when you bring your rook to the 7th rank. And now, is it a hunt for checkmate? It looks like it. Okay, the run continues. Okay, so unfortunately, even with 2 minutes on the clock, end up giving away a knight. There is actually no need to give away the knight. You should just focus on trading the pieces. Sometimes there is no checkmate, and the best way is just to trade your pieces. Trade your pieces, and after that, you can bring your pawns to get a queen if you want. If you have a rook and a knight, yeah, before you had a knight advantage, a rook advantage. Full rook is more than enough to checkmate already. So you just need a little bit of space with the rook. That's the whole point. Okay? So now that all the pieces are traded, rook will probably go back to g4, and then we'll have the h pawn being pushed, and it's basically game over. Time for a little drink break, as I need to be sure to hydrate myself to keep my voice. Okay, so now you can just have rook take c4, definitely an option, and then keep pushing your pawn. This is what should happen actually right now. All right. And now you get your queen on a check. And yeah, after you can just push a pawn if you don't want to think too much. That's definitely an option. All right. And now we will have a beautiful checkmate in how many moves? Can someone tell me? 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. Okay, we got it. Okay. Let's have a look at our tournament. So for now, Sanka is the current tournament leader, followed by Anna, that I've been missing a game. So maybe Anna could be the number one if and only if she kept staying on the tournament, or at least playing the game. We have Dr. Prijit that is still following with actually 2 points. And then we have Kunchmaster that had to leave. So on player remaining, we actually have Yus with 1.5 points. Actually might have a chance to go back maybe to the top 3 of this tournament. Wow, wow, wow. I just see that we have a player named Magnus Carlsen in this tournament. Magnus Carlsen, I'm so disappointed of you. I really thought that you were there with me commenting the tournament. So now I understand why you actually didn't say anything since the beginning of this tournament. It's because you are actually playing it. And you are missing your games. Magnus, it's time to play. I don't know what you are doing, but you seem to think a lot for not so much things. Okay, let's go back to our tournament. So this is round number 4/7. I am not sure that we will end up having 7 rounds. I'm not sure. It will depend on the number of players. So, Sanka against Youth. Did these guys already play together? No, actually, okay. All right, so Sanka against Youth. Anurag. Oh, okay. Anurag was the one who played against Rag the Meeper before and won it. So against Dr. Pridget. And we have Rag the Meeper against our Indian friend VDM Chess. Let's see how it will go in these games. So first thing to do, I will open all the games. Go back to the beginning because I want to keep some suspense on this game. All right. Are we all ready to actually have a look at it? Let's go. So, E4. Okay. All right. French defense. Advanced variation. Okay. All right. So this one looks like a Caro-Kann, except that you have your bishop trapped. But otherwise, it's similar. Okay. All right. So this is everything normal, everything classical on a French defense. Even maybe this one. This one is a little bit weird, but I understand. Okay, queen. The idea might be queen take and then bishop d2. That's why there is no one taking that pawn. Okay, we still have that. Actually, quite a nice trap. I didn't know this one, but it's interesting. Okay, so the pawn is attacked. The bishop will actually be a pawn right now. Okay, and everything end up quite well uh, for white right now because they end up actually having their own pawn chain back. So quite nice. Okay, obviously they didn't want it to keep it for too long, and now they actually lost pawn. So the pawn that they actually lost is this one. Is the c6 pawn very strong? Not so much. Let's see. Will white be able to actually counter-attack and take that pawn, or will they actually follow up by having the whole pawn structure destroyed? That will be a good question. We will try to have a look about that. Okay, so trying to block this move like c5, that is quite annoying, how to say. Okay. We will let this player find what is the next move. We have other games to have a look at. Let's start with this one. So we have d4, and f5. I don't remember the name of this opening, but is it like a Hollandaise defense? I'm not sure. I cannot remember. Okay, this one actually looked like a bird opening, but with black. So make me a little bit confused. Okay. Okay, I cannot say that I like the game of black. It's actually not really the case, but until now, they survive. It's still okay. All right, so interesting game. Change from the usuals. Oh, okay, so what happened in this one is look like our friend VTM Chess is missing, and that Rags the Meeper is actually alone on this one to get the point. Okay, so after Queen G3, we have Bishop H5, Queen F4. Okay. We will let it there and we'll come back to it. Let's see on this game if it moves a little bit faster. So what do we have? We have, okay. So the defense of that pawn is 100% relied to this knight in e7. Now, the game of white is a little bit different as they are getting, like trying for checkmate instantly. It will not work, of course, but they might have some option. Maybe queen there can be interesting. Who knows? maybe what they tried, it didn't work for now. I have to say a knight there, a knight in f would be just perfect. But will they be able to have that? Or should they try to have the queen there? Maybe there and there and there. Could be an option too. Let's see. Let's see. There is a lot of things going on, but this game looks a bit more like white are trying to counterattack on the castle, but they lack material. They don't have enough pieces to actually having a real attack on this one. So make me a bit confused. Let's see how it will go. What do we have on this one? Do we have some moves? We do have actually a move there, just moving, and we will have to wait for the other one. All right, so VDM chess timed out. Congratulations, Rack the Meeper, for the victory, even if it's not a big one, at least for this one, but still a point that you take. So better than nothing. All right. What about this one? King g7, okay. Pushing the f pawn, is the idea trying to go there? Because I'm not sure there is any space there. 1, 2, and 3. How do you plan to block that? In a knight. Okay. So now this pawn is actually lost. It starts to be difficult for you. He's getting trapped, trying attack which might be not so sophisticated, and it end up like to have to pay for it a little bit. Okay. So on this one, few move has been played. Let's go back to it. So, okay, king d2, why not, I would say. Okay, so here the threat was actually rook take and then queen e2. Might have something, but there is no checkmate. So it's just a threat for now. White want to prevent any risk, play f3. Might be to actually push g4 after that. Might have something to play against that too. Okay. Okay, and maybe now can push this one. Is it a possibility? Because if you push, you will have a d pawn take, f pawn take, bishop take. Ah no, and okay, so it works. It worked for now. I'm trying to understand what will be the plan of white, as the plan of black is quite obvious. They want the c2 pawn. So will it be an option? Maybe. Okay. What do we have in this game? So we were talking about this beautiful d pawn that is lost. End up trying to attack the queen. All right. But you still cannot defend your pawn. Okay. Trying to defend by the attack. It will, of course, not work as you can take with the knight. But if you take with the knight, you have this rook. And then you lose this one. So end up that you trade a rook and you lose a pawn. Now, what can you do as white? What can you do? You are down 2 pawns. You are far away from having an attack. It's a bit difficult, I would say. It's a bit difficult. Your only options is might be to try to activate your pieces, but big question is where. There is not really options for them. Okay, let's put this game on pause. Try to see what is the plan of white. I'm still interested about it. Okay, so obviously trying to open everything they can open, and black try to have a move in between before to take back this e pawn with a check. So what was the point of the check? Maybe actually to check again there and taking the pawn. Okay. Okay. So after king e1, what is the idea? What is the idea right now? I cannot find it. I don't know. Any idea for the one who are looking at the streaming? do you have any idea on what could be the plan of Black? Is it a fail, or do they have a plan that I'm just missing? Okay, all right. So a knight and a pawn for rook. It's okay, still fair. Ah, might be two pawns actually, because after pawn take, queen take on a check, king pro. Ah, I see something. Okay, after check, if the king goes there, you have rook f8, trapping the king and the queen on. Ah, okay. That's a solution. Temporary solution or permanent? Is it working? I'm not sure. Okay, here you will have queen back actually, so it might work. It might work. So for now, as I see, Anurag actually gets he get nothing for his rook. He got a bishop, but there is nothing really tangible over that. And now go back attacking two undefended pawns. Yeah, you could already have this one. Could have this one too. Why not just taking this one? Okay, now you have king take. Okay, so I'm not sure about this move. Now you have a queen take e4 check. Attacking the rook in the same time, it means that the king has to move, either there or there. But now they come back. Okay, so let's try to understand what could be the idea. The idea of black seems to be quite easy for now. But what could be the idea of white? And why did actually black didn't took the pawn in a3? I try to understand about these players. That's a little bit difficult, I have to say, sometimes. Let's let's see. I will try to figure it out. So white for now, it looks like they are in defense, trying to defend about uh, the attack of black. They have a rook against a bishop. If they can end up trading the pieces, they will have an advantage. But what was the idea of black? Is it a fail about the attack? Do you think it's a fail? What about rook f5 right now? Attacking the bishop and the queen together. I don't think I make a mistake by saying that rook f5 is actually gaining a piece. But you do have actually queen h3 too. That is working. So you have both. Okay. Forget about the tactic moves. Who wants to do tactic move when you can actually do a normal check? Okay. Ah, that's so sad. It was there. The idea was there. I'm quite sure that Dr. Pridget actually saw the check, and he might only see the check and not that he can gain the rook. That might be all, at least. But now the position of white is slightly not that great. Yeah. So he's still losing the pawn. Can have a check still. Okay. Hmm. Check there. I don't think it's working. If you try the check there, the king can actually escape. But is there anything you can do? I don't think so. I don't see anything for black right now. I don't see anything. Mhm. What do you guys think? Okay. Might actually have a draw. It might be the best option. Check, go back, check, go back. Might be the only thing I see for now, because I don't see anything for black. Okay, taking your pawn. This will probably not end up well. Hmm. Or maybe it will actually end up well. Who knows? Because you will have to continue to track that king. But can they actually continue to track him? Probably, yeah. So now what is the option? Going back there, you have a check, and it's a checkmate. Okay, fair enough. Oh, I'm speechless. That was a checkmate in one move. Okay, well, this one still worked, but checkmate in one move, it hurt my feeling when you don't see it. Okay, so let's have a look at what happened in the other games that we had. Remember this French defense that turns out to be really strong and that the white cannot attack. Okay, all right, okay. So white are trying to survive on this with two pass pawn for black might be really difficult. The only option may be to try to keep some check. At least the king is quite stuck, but now they start to lose their pawn. Yeah, and they end up resigning, which I can definitely understand. Okay, all right. So this is all for round number 5, and we will go to round number 6. We will go to round number 5 actually in 39 seconds. So for now, Sonka still first of the tournament without any loss, which is quite great. Dr. Prijit with only one loss against Sonka. So for now, it seems that everything is decided in advance already. We have Sankar and Prijit taking the two first place of the tournament. Anna, Kunchmaster, and Yus being on break, at least for now. Anurag with 1.5 need actually 1 point to be number 3. And we will not have any other round. So congratulations to all players. This tournament, unfortunately, has been a little bit shorter than expected due to not have so many players. I really hope that next month we have more players in this tournament. So that will be all. Congratulations to Sanka for this tournament. That was nice, even if it was more like a half tournament. Congratulations also to Dr. Prijit and to Anna for this online tournament. Now, let's go back to serious things as we have the Happy Pawn Open. So, in the Happy Pawn Open, we didn't really have a look at it for now. So, when we start to have a look at it, it was about finding who is the first of the tournament. So, we can see about the ranking, a current ranking, with TG69 being the first player on front of Alexander. So I actually want to see because these guys play together and Abipon Alexander lost 65 elo points on this game. So this actually is a game between the current number 1 and current number 2 of the tournament. But as these guys already play together, if TJ69 can keep it going like this, it might be difficult for Abipon Alexander to actually get to first place. So let's have a look at it. Okay. We'll do that quickly and then we'll actually try to have a look at the first games like that we'll have in the new round. But for now, for this round, we'll let it there and have a look at the rank. Okay. So everything seems to be quite fine for white at that time. Okay, this knight might be a little bit annoying, but it doesn't really work. Okay. Ah, so that's actually just a little miss about missing that on moving the bishop when queen takes there is a check. Okay, understandable. Little mistake, it happened, I guess, to everyone. So really fair play for Alexander to actually resign on this one. And now, unfortunately, he's back under 2,300, but still being the highest ranking in this tournament. So, what do we have in the game still in progress? We have Alec Lewis against Afa, and we have Tenucha against Vigi. So Vigi, as you probably know, is one of maybe the oldest player in this tournament, at least the one with the most experience, as we saw Vigi for like maybe 6 tournaments in a row, never missed one. Same for Jesse Fair and Caden Kong as well. We saw Caden Kong a lot. And that will be all about the regular player, at least for today. Afa also, I think I saw Afa quite a lot. Okay, let's have a look at these games. So, quite good ranking. 1956 against 2100, 150 elo difference, quite a lot at this level, but let's see how it will end up. So we have a variant of CCN that I don't see for quite a long time, don't see really often, which is a dragon CCN with the bishop in fianchetto. Okay, up, all right. Okay. Ah, losing a pawn there. 2 pawns actually. Okay. Ouch. Fork. Okay, so now it seems to be a little bit over, and after a misclick from black choose to actually resign on that game. And on that one, Vici actually ended up with 2 queens. So quite nice. Okay, so we have 54 seconds before the start of the next round. We will be able to have a look at it, at least to know how it goes. The ranking, by the way, still didn't really change. It didn't change. So for now, our podium, our top 3 players, TG69, Apipon Alexander, and Pujic. Apipon Alexander and TG69 already play together, so we cannot have these players together. We had Jesse Fair against Pujic, Jonathan against Pujic, Pujic against Apipon Alexander, and Pujic against Tenuja. So next game we might have, at least for table number 1, will be TJ69 against Pujic. Okay, we have it. Apipon Alexander against maybe Afa, I guess. Yeah, can be against Afa. Okay, so this is for the top 4. And then we have Alex Lewis, so our current number 5 against number 7. Okay, VG against Jesse Fair, and Tenucha against Sikayules. Okay, he's playing quite fast, so are we just starting from 0 up? We will have a look at all the games together. Up, Okay, starting with the first one. TJ69, the current leader of this tournament against Pujic. Okay, so one more Sicilian. I think I never saw that much Sicilian. It's Sicilian, right? Yeah, it's a Sicilian. I got confused for a moment because when I see this position, I'm of course thinking of a Caro-Kann opening, but then I look at the bishop and I saw that the bishop is not out. Okay, all right. Okay, so for now we stop there. Interesting position. Okay, so for this one we have I wanted to say a peak defense. Is it a peak defense? Or maybe it's Alexander system. I'm not really sure about this one, but yeah, maybe it's the Alexander system. Okay, we will have a look at this game later. Now we have Alex Lewis against Zenatan. So still almost 300 elo difference. Quite huge at that level. Okay, with somehow some sort of queen gambit with a counter gambit up. Okay, so everything gets easier. We will keep the position like this. Quite interesting. If you are in the chat right now and you want to have a look at one game in particular, or if you want to follow a game that you can just actually ask me and I will be able to spend more time on this game in particular. Up. Okay. So until there, no surprise. This is, I would say, normal opening. Ow. Not normal opening. I was looking at it and now I was not sure. Well, okay, this is a trade. This is getting a pawn and this is a mistake. This pawn is a mistake. You have to see that you're actually losing the knight. Might be, is it an option? It's not an option to take there. So you might have to, hmm, do you really have a solution or is it like a basic mistake in opening? This look actually like an opening mistake because after bishop take, how can you defend this knight? Quite difficult. There is not really anything you can do. I want to say queen d6, but queen d6 after knight take, you have to move your queen and you cannot take it back. So this is not even an option. Only option maybe actually to take the knight, bishop take, but after you have a knight and a rook attacked, and you still have to do something, which you cannot do anything against it. So quite difficult. All right. Well, actually, that's an option. That's an option, definitely. I got confused by both players, but there is nothing so difficult about this opening. It's just a mistake. Because if you take the knight there, bishop take, and after rook there, material is equal. And if you take the knight, you lose the bishop. If you move the bishop, the knight can move back. So actually, no, it's just a miscalculation. They just miss something and make me confused. Okay, so let's go back to it. Okay, so now it will be quite a difficult game for black as they are down a piece. Being down a piece at move 15, quite difficult. Okay, after queen trade, losing a pawn, it will be really difficult. Okay, trading all the pieces, it's almost game over. All right, we will continue on this game later. Okay, all right. Toc toc, wow. This is what we can call the most beautiful pawn structure ever. Pawns following themselves and being happy to follow themselves. Being a bit blind in some things, in some points, but could be nice. No, I'm joking. This is not beautiful, and this is something that you should avoid, especially if you are a happy pawn student. Please avoid to have your pawns like this. It will not be helpful in your game. All right? Now, you cannot castle, so it's understandable. Okay, there is almost 500 elo difference between the two players, which is definitely understandable, and yeah, we don't really need to go through all the game as it was already more or less over. Ah, oh yes, just trade the material. Okay, just trade the material, and after that you can see about the pawn structure. Here, how many pawns do you have? Two. Here you have three. It means that if the kings are away, you will be able to pass on that one, right? On this one, even if you have four pawns, you will never be able to pass. Just because you will never have any option to actually trade these pawns. So the strategy there, at least with the white king, will be to take position and to push this pawn step by step until you can actually reach this one. So for now, you can already reach this one. So king d4 and then king takes c3 is definitely something that is an option. After pushing g3, you actually have nothing to do. Okay, this is a pass pawn. So now it's officially over. Black cannot stay too far away from this pawn, otherwise this pawn will just run to get queen. And they are losing all these pawns. Okay, now it's over. Okay. So a little bit difficult game, I guess. But 500 elo difference, so it's understandable. Okay. Why not just taking the pawn? That will stay a mystery. Okay. All right, so this pawn, obviously nobody likes it and nobody wants to take it. So is there any hope for black right now? In my opinion, there is not. Like zero hope, actually. I'm really sorry for black, but the only thing you can do right now is more or less to resign because there is nothing to do. You are losing your pawn. Yeah, might be difficult, but this is part of the things that happen. All right. Here, Alex Lewis against Zenatan. We were on this very fast trading game. Okay. Still equal. 2 points advantage for white. About the position, there is not really anything to say. I mean, okay, trading pieces. And here, oh, what was the threat? To push the pawn there and get the knight back? Is it what makes white afraid? Okay. Ouch. Okay, understand the reason. Okay, so let's go back to this one. We were there with the Alexander opening. Up. Okay, so keeping the bishop. Just a little advice, as you can know, if you play against Alexander, you should actually try the bishop. Trade the bishop. He loves them. And he's really good with it. That's even worse. So try to trade it. Okay, so taking the whole queen side with quite a lot of power. And now when the knight move is a free rook, okay, this is just the start, pressuring, and everything is actually breaking down in the side of alpha. It will be difficult to defend right now. Okay, we will keep this one for later. Let's have a look up at the game against the number 1 and the number 3 of this tournament. So we were there. Okay. All right. So yeah, that was quite obvious. I mean, now you are forced to play like knight e1. Okay. Okay. Okay, so it seems that there is I missed something. Okay, so a bishop against a rook and a pawn. Okay. Now it seems that it's quite nice. I mean, for now and for white, they avoid the attack of black, but they lost a rook against a rook. Okay, all right. I try to understand what was the point. Okay, is the pawn taking also? Are they trying to go for a draw? Okay, okay. So let's continue on that. Talk. Okay, trying to trade the queens, and then trying to push the pawns. It might work. Oh, oh, okay. It's quite well played. Hmm. Okay. Nice finish. Nice finish by White. It was not done at all, but I have to say it was quite well played. And Bujic, sorry, but actually it was a nice game. You could probably get it, maybe. I'm not sure that the plan of White is fully accurate. Might want to have a look at it. Yeah. Okay, so if we have a look at this one, could take the knight. Mhm. Black are still at +9. So this is actually, it should be a victory for black. It's this one that they actually missed because in this one you have the check. Okay, so you see one key move changed the whole game from a defeat to a victory. From a victory to a defeat. That's quite sad at the end. Okay, so this is just like few mistakes in a row that end up crushing the game of black, unfortunately. That's sad because even if it was a little bit tactic about the movement of pieces, could change the whole game. But it happens sometimes. Okay, let's continue on this one. That was quite interesting as well. So, rook taking the control of the second row and controlling the black squares. Okay, trying to understand what is the plan. Looks like black are a little bit turning on the position with their rook. Mhm. Okay, so for now we are there. The thing is that white, after not wanting to trade the rook for like 10 moves, they have 29 seconds on the clock. Alexander on the other side have 2 minutes on the clock. Will time play a huge role on it or not? Probably, probably not. That we will see together. But the thing is that black already have a material advantage. They have a pawn and a quality. It means like they have a rook and a pawn for knight, which is quite a huge advantage. And now it's difficult. Okay, trade the rook, and you have both of your knight in defense. So now the odds are changing a little bit. I don't see really any hope for black right now. For white, I don't see anything that white can actually do if they want to end up winning that game. Not with 15 seconds on the clock. it will be difficult, but it happened. Hmm. So there is actually, it was better probably with the rook. In that position, if you play rook b2, you are gaining a knight, as the knight will be attacked by the queen and the rook together. Wanted to trade the queen, I can understand, but ah, okay, that's beautiful too. Gaining a knight. Okay, so now it will be some sort of a hunt, not for long, as now uh, black actually have a bishop advantage, a bishop and a pawn advantage. So start to be over. And black might try to actually get 5 minutes on the clock right now, as they are gaining 5 seconds per move, and they seems to pre-move quite a lot. But this is a 1 minute bullet that is actually acting on that. Alexander is a very good player in 1 minute bullet game. So that's why he plays so fast and he still have a lot of time. Okay, so end up as expected between VG and Jucifer. And that actually is the last game we have for now about this round number 5. Okay, so we might be able to find a checkmate very soon. Be careful to stalemate. So now, okay, keep a square there, and then you do have the checkmate there. No, you can still escape from there. Okay, I missed it. Here, is it? No, can escape. Up. Okay, so just tracking. Ah, okay. Maybe the king run. Okay. Ah, all right. No, I'm going faster. Oh, okay. Good job. So Alexander won his game. Let's have a look at the ranking. So what do we have for now? We still have TJ running the tournament with 0.5 point advantage over Alexander. So 4.5, 4 points. We have 2 rounds left. It means that actually TJ needs 1.5 for now if he wants to be sure to be the tournament leader, as he's better on a tiebreak. This is only in the case that Apipon Alexander actually win both of these games, followed by Alex Lewis with 3 points. We might be there is actually a huge fight for the third place with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players with 3 points. So this is like the whole point. Who will get third in this tournament? Okay, TJ against Jessifer. So as TJ already played against number 2, number 3, and number 4 of the tournament, now he's getting to the number 5. So TJ against Jessifer, Alec Lewis against Apipon Alexander, so current number 2 against current number 3, Pujic against Sikayules, Tenuja against Afar, and Vigi against Zenata. Okay, let's keep all these games to the beginning. Up, go back to the beginning, go back to the beginning, up, as we can have a look at it step by step. Let's start with VG against Zenatan. What do we have there? We have almost 200 ELO difference to a 100 ELO advantage for Zenatan. Okay. All right, so not really sure about this opening either, but okay. All right, keep it like this for now. Tenuja against Afar. Okay, so basic Italian opening. Nothing really to understand about that. Ah, you can have knight take and then knight takes there, attacking this one as well. Possibility. Okay, we let it there. Pujic against C. Cayules with queen pawn opening. Queen pawn that turns out to be Caro-Kann. Some sort of a delayed Caro-Kann, but it really looked like a Caro-Kann. Okay. All right, so somehow a Caro-Kann with the d5 pawn traded. I don't really like that pawn. I mean, not the best one to defend for sure. Now, you will have to castle. That's a point. Okay, or maybe not. Okay, so this pawn end up disappearing, taken by the rook. Now, okay, it's time to castle, but the rooks are already on the 7th rank. So it starts to be difficult. I mean, White have the initiative in that game, definitely. Will they be able to do something with that initiative? That's definitely another question. And we might be able to see that a little bit later in that game. Okay, let's have a look at this one. So we have the Alexander, Happy Pawn Alexander system, same as always. Up. All right. So what is the idea behind this beautiful knight move? Is it to actually try to develop pieces, or is it just to collect a pawn? It might be just to collect a pawn, but for now it will have to wait. Will we have a knight in d6 or not? Maybe. Yeah, we do. We will have a knight in d6. Okay, so I just have some idea like taking the bishop there, and after rook take, you can push the pawn and end up taking that one. Could be one, could be one. But I prefer to wait and to see what will happen. But this is my idea about this game. Okay. This one, I have to say, always a bit weird for me. I will never get through that. I don't really understand why do we have a pawn in f3. But okay. Each player has his own game style, and this is something that is interesting and somehow difficult, because when you are like same as me, right, or you in a stream looking at games of other player, it's difficult to understand during the game what they are thinking and why do they play that, right? We might also just don't play the same opening, and that's also maybe another reason why I cannot really understand why pushing f3 could be a good move in Jessica's opening. Okay. Okay, so it looked like sacrificing a pawn was a technique to get some attack, or at least to position the queen in h6 and be able to do something. I have no clue for now, so I will wait, same as you. Okay, let's go back to this one. What do we have here? We had knight d6. Okay, so the rook immediately moved, probably thinking already at that little move, right? Okay. All right. So might end up having a beautiful pawn structure if pawn take. Quite good, but we'll have a passed pawn there. So is it a good thing or not? Or if there is a trade, will Alexander actually choose to take back with the b pawn, which could keep blocking that one? That will still be a good question, and we will see that after. Okay, so we were there with that pawn hanging here. That rook that seems like don't really know where to go. Okay. Ouch. That hurt. Nice fork, C. Cayules. And ready to go back. Wow. After a rook trade, it's a bit sad. I mean, it was supposed to be a good game for white, and now they don't really have a good game anymore. Yeah, white resign. It had to happen. The fork is just killing you. Cannot do anything anymore. Okay. Bit surprised about this one. Did we so old? Wow. Okay. So, first thing and really important, I am confused. Why not taking the knight? I will never understand. So that's the end of this game. Only 20 moves. That was really fast. Okay, what do we have here? We were at this position with VG having a pawn advantage against this dear Zenata. So it was in some sort of a gambit that we had at the beginning. Now I will try to understand what is going on about this game. All right. Okay. What is going on in this game? I'm confused. So there is a piece advantage for Zenatan because VG don't take back pieces, which let me go back a little bit because I try to understand. So, okay, here you are black, you have a piece attacked. What you are doing instead is attacking another piece. When you lose this piece, you realize, wow, my rook is attacked, I need to move my rook. When you move your rook, you actually lose the whole piece because you are not taking back the knight. The knight moved, and after that, you lose an extra pawn and you offer to trade a piece. Okay, well, you have to offer to trade a piece because in case you move, there is a fork with that knight, which is totally understandable. Okay, so trading a piece and losing another pawn. Okay, moving back the queen, and now want to trade. You are down a piece and a pawn, and you want to trade. Okay. Okay. You should not trade. When you are down like this, you should not trade. Try to avoid trading. It's like number one concept, I guess, about trying to not lose too fast. This is something that you can take if you are a beginner, or if let's say you are not, or maybe just if you don't know this advice. For all the players that trade all their pieces, you can do it, but you should do it when you have a material advantage. If you have a piece advantage, if you have a rook advantage, go for it. Trade your pieces. If you don't, if you are losing, same as VG right now, which is down a knight, you should avoid to trade your pieces, not trying to trade all. And on these games, that will be over soon. What do you want to do when you are down a knight and a pawn in endgame, rook endgame, where you cannot even find a checkmate? So it's a bit confusing. Okay, so we got our answer. Actually, Alexander chose to uh, not have this beautiful pawn structure, but at least avoid the push of e4 that could be really annoying, blocking the diagonal of the bishop, of the white bishop on one hand, and on the other hand, giving this amazing diagonal for the black bishop. Okay, so this diagonal cannot last long. Okay, all right. So here there is, I would say there is a possibility to take the knight, but actually there is a checkmate with queen f2 and then queen take h2. So playing the rook first, he's pushing the pawn, in G5, in G4, is it an option or not? It looks like it is. It looked like it was, I guess, but not anymore. Okay. All right. So this game between TG and Jessifer, how it went, we remember that, yeah, Jessifer actually sacrificed a pawn to be able to have a queen in h6, which is, I have to say, not that fun when you are playing black. Okay, okay. Ah, so here, ah, quite difficult. Is there something they end up playing it as a draw, as we will see, but was it actually really a draw? That will be the question, and we will have a look at it. Might not be fully a draw, actually, but there is no huge advantage. It had a few an advantage, but after, hmm. So there is still an advantage, but you actually need to try to remove that queen. Is it the idea? So what if queen moves there? Check, going back, take, take. Ah. Okay, so that was the idea. That was the main idea behind it. You had an attack actually, but you had to trade the queen at the right time. So this is quite a big question. What is the difference? Ah, the difference is that the queen will be able to actually control this e1 square, not allowing you to actually bring back the second rook. Okay, quite interesting. That was a little move. I have to say, quite difficult to see. Okay, so let's go back to this game. So we were up, we were just there, up, up. Okay, so we were there. Now it looked like the black are trying to go for checkmate, and the white are trying to probably reposition the queen to find a solution. But is there a solution to block the checkmate? As you have two squares for that checkmate, it seems like it's difficult to block, honestly. But now the question is, can black actually have a victory? And we might have the answer, which is probably not. As both players take a draw. Okay. So this is the last game we have between VG and Zlatan. It's a little bit messy. Well, this one is a quick mistake. You could just take the pawn. Okay. End up to be the same thing anyway. So there is not really anything to do right now. You could simplify the game with a fork, pawn take, and knight take there. King take rook. What have been done, okay. And now you have two pawns against 0, which is game over. Okay, alright. So this game is still not over, but for now we can still have a look at the rank. We have one more round, and in this last round we will have TJ69, who actually needs only a draw to be able to win the tournament. And Apipon Alexander, if he wants to keep his second place, need to actually have a draw as well, at least a draw. So both players need a draw to keep their ranking, to keep the place, right? In case TG69 lose, Apipon Alexander, in case of a victory, might be able to take the first place. And for the other player, in case Alexander lose, Afa or Cayules might be able to take the second place. So for now, if both players actually win, TJ69 will be the tournament leader, first one. Apipon Alexander will be number 2, and Afa or Cayules will be the number 3. So we have TJ69 against Zenatan, which might be difficult for Zenatan, I guess. Cayules against Apipon Alexander. So the advantage is that we already know now that if Cayules actually win, he takes the second place. If Alexander win, he keeps his place. If Alexander draw, he keeps his position too, and it will depend on the result of Afa for the third place. Afa, which is playing against Jessica. Tenuja against Alec Lewis, and Vici against Pucic. Let's have a look at all these games. Same as always, go back to 0, pop, 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 and pop. Okay, so we have 5 games. Which one should we start with? Let's start with this one between TJ and Zenatan. So this looks like a Alexander system, but cannot be sure. Okay, so now there is a pawn that is attacked 1, 2, 3, and 4 times. Defended 3. But you cannot take it right now with the knight, so you have to remove your defense. So it can be interesting. Okay, so the black don't have a lot of space for now, at least. And the white took the space. They took the space, but their defense is a little bit fragile, I would say. So let's have a look at everything together. So they choose not to take back the pawn because anyways they will lose one more if they choose to take it back. They choose instead to play queen, which is losing a pawn. What is happening to TJ69? Will it work? Will he be able to success this game? Zenatan at move number 13 already have 2-point advantage, but threatening from a checkmate in one move, support by this knight. The problem is that this knight is there trying to get this is the only defense for that checkmate threat. All right, so TJ got back a pawn at the price of having a queen attacked, but now where can he move? He basically have 1, 2 squares, which has only 2 he can play. Slight little problem about the development of pieces as well. As we can see, black still have their pawn structure. They have 4 pieces developed, maybe 3 if we didn't count this one. I cannot really say that this place is developed or not, but in the okay, now it is. And for white side, we have 1 piece, 2 pieces developed. This one, this one is still stuck on the starting position. So interesting in some point, but difficult to play in some others. I mean, this bishop don't really have any squares. This knight don't have many squares. Now you have to move your rook. But if you move your rook, which is actually the only option is there, you will lose that pawn and end up losing your rook. So what to do? Can you actually block it? Only option to block it might be to push a pawn. In case of d takes c, your queen will be attacked by that rook, and you still lost a pawn. So is it like a new pawn loss? Is it the only thing we can have from this position? Will TJ actually lost the game at the end? Maybe. Let's have a look at what is happening in the second game between Cayules and Alexander. Showing the time of Cayules, it seems like these two actually are busy. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm confused about this opening one more time. Totally locking the bishop. It might be a technique. I'm not 2,256 elo. I'm actually more than that in a long game, in rapid, they call it rapid game in Lichess, but I know that Alexander is a very good player, even if he has some weird openings sometimes. At least in Blitz, in 1 minute KO, if one of you ever have the occasion to play against Happy Pawn Alexander in 1 minute KO, good luck. Good luck. If you can win a game, congratulations. I will admit you are better than me. I cannot win a game in that very short time. Okay, so end up quite well. All the openings are a bit weird, same as the Alexander system, but it ended up being able to move all the pieces. So that's magic. That's the only thing you can say. Okay, going for endgame with a pawn advantage. Amazing. Okay. So now it will be about time. There is nothing that white can really do except trying to stay near these pawns. And might might have to trade it. And then push one square there. And then probably play it there. But actually they will be able to no, they will not be able to do that. So now white have to move. Probably have to move there. Or there it works too, we'll move on the side. Now they trade the pawn and it's 1 pawn against 0. Yeah, it will be difficult. What about the game of TJ? What happens there? So end up just letting the rook go. Okay. 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 Alright, so still a bit loss for white for now, but we saw TJ in different position actually winning games that he was losing. So on the part of Happy Pawn Alexander, it's done already. The victory is there. And for now, Alexander is still is the leader of the tournament. So TJ at least need a draw if he wants to beat Alexander and get back to the first place. So by trading the pieces, might be able to have a draw. Yes, no, I don't know. I think that might have to try something if you want to have a draw. Mostly you will have some pressures there. Okay, attacking the rook, attacking the knight. The knight isn't protected. Probably have to move back. Or pushing a pawn might be an option too. But is it risky? Not that much. Okay. Next one that we have is Afa against Jessifer. How is this game going? Okay. Okay, going quite well for Jessifer, taking a piece advantage and a pawn. Quite well. Okay. Alec Lewis against Tenuja. Not really fair. There is like a 600 elo difference. We knew that it will be difficult, mostly on a queen gambit. Yeah, it has been a little bit tense right now. Yeah. Okay. VG against Pujic. Oh. How it went, we will see that. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Yeah. Forgot the move. Okay, all right. What about Alpha? How is it going? So for now, quite fine for Jessifer. Still have the advantage. One piece and 1 pawn advantage at move number 25. Time is equal. Ranking is equal. Seems quite nice. At least for now. Okay, so we have 2 games left. The most interesting game, I'm sorry for Jessifer and Alpha, but it might be the game with TJ69, as we all want to know who will win that tournament. Will it be Alexander or will it be TJ69? Okay. Okay. So it was a rook against a knight. It was a rook and a pawn against a knight. Now it's a full knight. I cannot say that it's better. Start to be difficult. Okay, targeting a pawn. Not only a pawn, actually, targeting also the push of c4. Ouch! He missed the queen. Wow! It ended up like this? What a disappointment! I was expecting to see a beautiful tournament with beautiful things in it for this last game, and it ended up with a queen sacrifice. Involuntary queen sacrifice. Okay, so now at the end, even if everybody was thinking, wow, TJ69 never lost, even Happy Pawn Alexander wrote it in the chat, TJ69 unbeatable. Actually, even after the JJ, it's done. Happy Pawn Alexander, even after losing against TJ69, is able to end this tournament at the first place. And TJ just fall down the stairs at the end of the stairs, almost climbed the whole stairs from the beginning and now going back to the floor to the second rank. That's a bit sad, but I have to say it was a nice tournament, nice game from TJ69 and Happy Pawn Alexander. It was a nice fight, and we now have number 1 and number 2 in our tournament. The number 3, which might be Alex Lewis, at least for now. There is Alpha playing against Jessifer, as you can all see. For now, Jessifer still the advantage. So Jessifer, in case Jessifer win, it will bring Jessifer to 4.5, means to rank number, to actually rank number 4. I don't think that Jessifer will take 3.5 point tiebreak in the last game. Playing against Alpha? Oh, maybe. Might be. I don't really know how these tiebreak are calculated. That's a huge, interesting thing. So, okay, tournament is over. Indeed, I think, as I understand right now, you take half of the point of your opponents, maybe. And as Jessifer won against Alpha is at 4, so it take 2. And by taking 2, end up at the 4th place. So that's all for this tournament. Congratulations, Happy Pawn Alexander, for your first place. Congratulations, TJ69, for this beautiful tournament and this silver cup. And Alex Lewis as well for this third place. Thank you, everyone, for this tournament, for staying with me. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I will just say, if you want to learn more about chess, you can still click on the links that you have either through our YouTube channel or even on this Lichess tournament. You can find all the links you need if you want to learn more about chess or if you want to learn more about us. Please be aware that we have chess, but we also have amazing coding lessons. If you want to learn how to be a little geek, that could be an option for you as well. Thank you very much for following us today. That was a pleasure, and I will say see you again in 1 month at the end of October. Have a good month and see you later. Bye bye.